Oh, what another manic Monday, and welcome back to the to this episode of the Backed by Bone podcast. Of course, I am your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. I think this is episode 20. I don't really know. I think it might be not 100% sure. But what's going on? How the fuck are you? Yeah, I totally forgot to do an episode. Well, I didn't really forget, but I just did not do an episode this past Monday because I was on vacation and I kept telling myself I was going to do it, I was going to do it, but then I was like, fuck it, I'm too lazy, I'm on vacation, whatever. So here we are today. Um, got a decent amount of stuff to talk about, so let's fucking get right into it. Oh, okay. So again, it is Monday, October 24th, 2022. Looks like it's episode 20, and we're getting right into it. So first, I want to talk about the NFL. Had 2 weeks of NFL action. Have not fully broken it down. I am not going to go through last week because um, who cares? You know, that whole week 6, like, don't really care. And I also didn't give my picks for week 7 because I didn't do a podcast. So um, I will be doing my picks for week 8. But first, we're going to do a breakdown of week 7 really quickly. Um, so the Thursday night game was the Cardinals Saints. Cardinals beat the Saints 42-34. Did not watch this game because I was pretty sure I went to sleep. I don't know. I was in Texas, so my whole time was way off. But um, apparently, DeAndre Hopkins came back in the game and he had 10 receptions for 103 yards. So he played pretty well. So that's always cool to see. Um, all right. Then we had the Ravens beat the Browns 23-20. That was a pretty good game. I actually watched the majority of that. A lot of these games I actually watched it while I was on the plane because um, I was flying during that time, and JetBlue had seats with TVs in the back and free direct TV. So I was like, fuck it, I'm watching these games. Mm, excuse me, I had to take a sip of water. And then this game was hard to watch. It was Panthers Buccaneers. Panthers beat the Buccaneers 21-3. This was a really bad game to watch. The Bucks are fucking down bad right now. I have no idea what is going on with them. They do not look like the same team from last year, and they didn't even really lose a whole lot of pieces. So it's kind of fucking confusing what's going on with them. But I still have faith. I think they're gonna pull it back, but we will see. It's getting really fucking scary for them. Bengals beat the Falcons 35-17. This was actually a really good game too, as well. Your boy Joe Burrow kind of fucking popped off. And then I have Tyler Boyd on my fucking fantasy team, and he popped off as well. Um, Cowboys beat the Lions 24-6. A good game for the Cowboys. It was Dak Prescott's first game back since week 1. He had 207 yards and 1 tutty, so good for him. Definitely needed that. Definitely needed the comeback game. We'll take a look at what his next game is coming out this week, but we will take a look. Um, This game was also fun too. It's the Giants and Jaguars. Giants beat the Jaguars 23-17. Giants still have a really good record. It was actually a pretty good game. It was actually pretty back and forth. I'm still not sold on the Giants. I think the Jaguars played a really good game though. I'm not sold on them obviously either, but um, I don't know if the Giants are world beaters. I just think they're playing really good right now. We'll see how that goes to the end of the year, but I don't really know. Don't want to back them yet. This game was an upset as well. So Commanders beat the Packers 23-21. Another team with a really good quarterback that's just not playing well right now. So I don't really fucking know what is going on there. Kind of concerned. I did not start Aaron Rodgers, who I have on my fantasy team. I did not start him because they have not been doing well. So I figured go with the tried and true, go with the Patrick Mahomes, and it was the right choice. Titans beat the Colts 19-10. I did not watch this game as much because in my opinion, both of these teams are dog shit. So it is what it is. Raiders beat the Texans 38-20. They definitely needed this win. That was their second win of the season, which is pretty fucking bad. But it was also a really good game for Josh Jacobs. He had 20 fucking carries, 143 yards, and 3 rushing tutties. He really fucking popped off. Devontae Adams, who I have on my team, had 8 receptions and 95 yards. Not really crazy, but definitely still good. They definitely needed that win. Um, if the Raiders can stack up a few wins here, they can definitely put themselves in playoff contention, but it is going to be tough because they're currently 2-4. What else do we have? Jets and Broncos did not watch this game. So the games from the Raiders on, I didn't watch because I was traveling during that time. I couldn't watch. So Jets and Broncos. Jets beat the Broncos 16-9. Both of those teams suck. What can I tell you? I'm not going to watch that game either way. This game was actually pretty good. So I watched a little bit of this while I was at the train station, but I couldn't watch a whole lot. Chiefs beat the 49ers 44-23. At the beginning of the game, it was pretty fucking slow and it was pretty close, but then the Chiefs just kind of pulled away in the third quarter. And then obviously in the fourth, Patrick Mahomes doing it again. Definitely good thing that I started him. Also, Christian McCaffrey's first game on the 49ers was pretty interesting. But it looks like the Kansas City defense did a good job of stopping the run game there. So good for them. This game, which I did not watch, obviously, but it heard it was a banger, was the Seahawks Chargers. Seahawks beat the Chargers 37-23. Kind of surprised here in terms of records. I do believe both teams, yeah, they are both 4-3. Seahawks definitely pulling up some wins here, so pretty interesting. I think I want to also take a look at the standings as well. And then the Sunday night game was Dolphins Steelers. Dolphins beat the Steelers 16-10. Dolphins still somehow squeaked out a win here. They still have a pretty good record though, 4-3, definitely not bad. Ever since Tua went down, it's kind of hard for them to get back. This is Tua's first game back. He had 261 yards and one tutty, so that is pretty fucking good if you ask me. He definitely just needs a little bit more time to get healthy and come all the way back. And then the Monday night game, which is the Bears at the Patriots. I'm expecting the Patriots to win this one. I don't really fucking know though. I think it might be a close game because the Bears do have a pretty good running game. They got that dude Montgomery, and he's fucking nasty. But we'll see. Patriots also have a really good defense. I've also got them in my fantasy team, so it is what it is. And then before I get into my week 8 picks, I will go into my fantasy. So I think I won. So last week, I think, yeah. Oh wait. So last week was week 6. Okay, so I lost last week. That was my second loss of the season, and I won this week. So currently, it I am winning 126.52 points to 122.52 points, and I still have my defense to play. It's the New England Patriots, so I basically win regardless because he has no other players left to play. So that will bring my record up to 5-2, which is pretty fucking nice. Going into week 8, definitely going to put me in a good playoff spot here. Um, I just need to keep racking up the wins and just playing well and keep my eyes on the waiver wires. So I this week I had played against my friend Dre, who put the league together, and it always feels good to beat him. You know what I mean? Just because he's the only guy in this league that I actually know personally, it always feels good to beat him. Especially since last year, I'm pretty sure he beat me every single time. But I mean, I only won basically by a few points, but still feels good to win. He is currently 2-4, and with this loss, he's going to drop down to 2-5. So he is not doing too good. So out of 12, I am currently in fourth place. Second, third, and fourth. Second through fifth are all 4-2. This is going to bring me to 5-2. So I think this might bump me up to third place, but I'm not 100% sure. But I mean, top 5 right now is definitely fucking golden. Um, Definitely good to stay in the good graces of the football gods here. So let me get into. Oh, let me go top performers from my fantasy league. So Patrick Mahomes, 27.92 points. Um, Nick Chubb, 18.70 points. And then obviously Boyd, 32.5 points. Fucking out of control monster. He definitely popped off for me. So those were the difference makers there. Everyone else played pretty well. Except for Mo Alley Cox, my fucking tight end. I'm dropping his ass 100%. But yeah, everyone else played pretty well here. So basically won as I expected, but it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, just because of um, one of my running backs not really performing, and then my tight end not really doing anything. So I was like, damn, this is going to be close. And I thought it was going to come down to the wire because last night the guy I was playing against, he has Waddle, the wide receiver for um, Miami. He could definitely get like 30 to 40 points, like easy. It could definitely happen. It is not a question. Um, but yeah, so luckily won. I will keep you guys updated on next week. But now let's get into my week 8 picks. So for week 8, I am going to include tonight's game. So that is um, Bears Patriots. I'm obviously going Patriots here. I just think they're a better team overall. Also a homer. And then we are going first game on week 8. It is Ravens at Buccaneers. Just due to recency bias, I am going to go with the Ravens here because I think the Bucks are they can still get it together, but I think it's going to be a little too soon for them to get it together. That's the Thursday night game, and then we are into the first slate. Broncos at Jaguars. I think this is in. It's one of the international games. I think. Actually, let me click into it. It doesn't say where it is. I thought, yeah, so I think this is in London as well. Don't quote me on that, but that's actually at 9:30 a.m., which is kind of nice because I'm gonna be able to watch it regardless. So Broncos at Jags. I am going Jags here because the Broncos are absolute dog shit, and the Jaguars actually are showing some life. So then we've got Dolphins at Lions. I am going Dolphins here because I think Tua is back and Lions suck dick. So the reason I need Panthers at Falcons. I'm actually going to go Falcons here just because I think even though the Falcons just lost, Falcons are a better team and they have a better receiving core and running game overall. That dude Cordero Patterson. I don't know if he's back yet or not, but he is the truth. I think Marcus Mariota has been playing pretty well. All right, Cardinals at Vikings. I think the Cardinals win this one because DeAndre Hopkins is back. So I'm going to go Cardinals, even though that dude Justin Jefferson for the Vikings is really fucking good. Still going to go him. And then we've got Bears Cowboys, and it pains me to say this, but I'm going to go Cowboys here because Dak Prescott is back, and I just don't think the Bears are that good right now. Raiders at Saints. I This one's actually really fucking hard here because the Saints have been playing pretty decently lately, and the Raiders I just think are a better team. So I'm going to go Raiders just because I have no faith in the Saints. Um, Steelers at Eagles. I am still going to go Eagles here. I think they are a better team. They also just had a week off, so all those guys are rested up. I just don't think the Steelers are contenders this year. Then we have Patriots at the Jets. I think this game is going to be really hard for the Patriots, and I have not been betting with them. Even if I just bet tonight's game on them, I'm still going to go Patriots here, though. I think they're just a better team overall, better coached. Um, Even though the Jets seem to be playing better. And I think the Jets also have a better record. I don't know. Again, I'll go into the standings after this really quickly once I'm done with the picks. What else do we have? Next game is Titans and Texans. I am going Titans. The Texans are bad. That's all you need to know. And it's Derrick Henry. He's going to shit out all of that team. Giants at Seahawks. I think this is actually a really good game just because the Seahawks have recently been playing pretty well. I'm actually going to go Seattle here because it is always hard to play in Seattle, and I think the Giants' luck is going to run out at some point. I just don't know when. Next game is Commanders against the Colts. This game is going to suck absolute dog dick. I don't even really want to pick who wins this game because I think both of these teams are absolute garbage. I guess I'll just go with Colts because I like Jonathan Taylor. I think he's really good. And we've got 49ers against the Rams. This is going to be another good game as well. I don't know who to pick here just because both of these teams haven't been playing super well recently. Um, Fuck, I think I'm going to go Rams here. Even though Christian McCaffrey's on the 49ers, but I'm going to go Rams here. And then we have Packers Bills. This game's going to be a banger. I'm going to go Bills here because they are fully rested out. The Packers look like they are missing some kind of step here. So I'm going to go Bills. That's the Sunday night game. And then the Monday night game is Bengals and Browns. I am gonna go Bengals here. Browns have just not been good or not been good enough, and the Bengals are starting to ramp up. They have definitely been playing better since the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, they looked really fucking bad. So now they are starting to get themselves together. So let's take a quick look. Also, those are all my picks. So let's take a quick look at the standings. We got AFC East. We have um, Bills 5-1 because they had a bye week. The Jets are 5-2, actually have a really good record. Dolphins 4-3, Patriots 3-3 because the Patriots have yet to play until today. Um, so kind of interesting to see the shakeup here. Most people thought it was going to be like Bills and then Dolphins, but it looks like the Jets are just kind of pulling ahead here. Might be strength of schedule, might just because they're a good team. I don't really know. They're on a 4-game win streak, but I still don't have faith in them. AFC West, we have Chiefs 5-2, Chargers 4-3, Raiders 2-4, Broncos 2-5. Um, I thought the Chargers were going to be good this year. I thought the Raiders were going to be good this year. I guess not, but so the Chiefs are definitely coming out of that ahead. And what could I say? You know, everyone else in that division looks like they're failing. So um, we will see. AFC North, you have Ravens 4-3, Bengals 4-3, Browns 2-5, Steelers 2-5. I think this is going to switch up a little bit. I think the Bengals top this division by the end of the year just because they're ramping up and they are looking better. AFC South, it's Titans 4-2, Colts 3-3, Jags 2-5, Texans 1-4. This is probably one of the weakest, if not the weakest, divisions in football right now. Titans 4-2, but they still don't look like a great team. Then Colts, Jags, and Texans all just kind of look like they suck dick. So it is what it is. And now we are going to the NFC. So NFC East, with potentially the strongest division in football, which kind of pains me to say that, is Eagles 6-0, Giants 6-1, Cowboys 5-2, Commanders 3-4. The Commanders are obviously the worst team here. I did not expect this season to shake up like this. So obviously, season is not over, but. Eagles, Giants, Cowboys looking really good. So we'll see what happens. You know, I mean, I don't really fucking know. I could definitely see the Cowboys stealing a wild card spot here if they keep their record good. You know. So we'll see. NFC West, we have Seahawks, Rams, 49ers, Cardinals. So Seahawks 4-3, Rams 3-3, Niners 3-4, Cardinals 3-4. This is probably the most competitive division just because all these teams are so equally matched. I feel like they can beat anybody, but they could also lose to anybody. Um, I don't really know what's going to happen with this, so keep an eye out at the NFC West. NFC North, we have Vikings 5-1, which I did not expect to happen. Packers 3-4, Bears 2-4, and Lions 1-5. If anything, I thought the Packers were going to be leading the charge here, but I am not sure what is going on. They look like they're definitely struggling without Devontae Adams. I figured they'd be better than this. Again, I think they still kind of pull it through towards the end of the year, but we will keep an eye on it. I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Vikings for them to keep winning like this, but I don't know. We'll see. Then we have the NFC South: Buccaneers 3-4, Falcons 3-4, Panthers 2-5, Saints 2-5. Still not really too worried about the Bucks getting out of this division. I am worried about their postseason performance, though, so we will see. Again, I do think they get it together by the end of the year, but I think it's going to be tough. It's going to take a lot of practice and a lot of effort and a lot of teamwork, but we'll see what happens. So that is going to be my NFL breakdown. So I think next we are going right into the UFC. Let's take a look. Why is it not pulling up with the UFC 280? Let me see if I can just refresh really quickly. All right, cool. Yeah, so UFC 280, it was actually a fucking banger. It was in Abu Dhabi, so I actually got to watch it at a normal time. It wasn't late as fuck, but um, we'll talk about the main card only because that is the only one that I watched. Because I didn't watch the prelims, so I did not watch the first fight, which is a female fight. I don't really care. Then I watched a little bit of Beneil Dariush against Mateus Gamrot. It looked like Beneil just kind of won the entire time. I don't know if he won by unanimous decision, but he won by decision, so good for him. I ended up like having a little bit of internet trouble, so I did not get to watch all of the Piotr Jan Sean O'Malley fight. From what I saw, it looked like Piotr Jan was winning, but I also caught it at the back end of the fight, so maybe Sean O'Malley was winning in the beginning of the fight. I just need to go back and watch that, but Sean O'Malley won by decision. Um, I don't really know what happened again. I need to go back and look. I mean, I'm glad that he won, but excuse me, I did not expect him to win. And then the Aljamain Sterling TJ Dillashaw fight. Aljamain wins by TKO in the second round. Um, this was a really good fight, but I thought TJ was going to get up for this one and be a whole lot better. Um, don't really know what happened. Maybe he got hurt. Maybe the training was bad. Maybe the camp was bad. I just thought he was going to come in like a fucking animal and absolutely fucking bring it to Aljamain Sterling, but I guess he couldn't. So we'll see who fights Aljamain next. Maybe it's Sean O'Malley. Who fucking knows? I don't really know. I don't know who beats Aljamain right now. He's really fucking good. And then we had the main event, which was Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev wins by submission in the second round. So your winner and new champion of the lightweight division, Islam Makhachev. This is really good for him. I think this opens up a lot of really fun fights. So Islam now has to fight all of these fucking lightweight monsters, and there's like a fucking shitload of them in the division. So keep an eye out for that. There's going to be a whole lot of fun fights coming out from that now. I don't know how long he's be able to hold the belt because he has some fucking killers he has to walk through, but it just makes for a whole lot more fun for us to watch. So um, if you guys get a chance, definitely go back and watch the highlights of that fight. It was a really good fight, really close, and then Islam kind of rocks Charles Oliveira, kind of sits him down, then he jumps on him, gets him in a head and arm choke, and just takes him out. So he kind of looks like he is the all-around better fighter. So it didn't look like he got lucky. It just looked like he had a good game plan, and he fucking kept his chin down, and he got a good punch in, and then he just took the opportunity, jumped on top of him, and got him in the choke, and he is now the new champion. So good for him. Next fight card is going to be UFC Fight Night Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen. This is this weekend, October 29th. I do not know if I'm going to be watching this. I think I might try to. Main card starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I might try to watch this. We will see. I'll try and watch as much of it as possible. Um, First fight on the main card is Dustin Jacoby against Khalil Rountree. I think that's gonna be a really good fight. Other than that, I don't really recognize anybody else besides the main event. And let me take a look at the prelims. Andrei Arlovsky's on the prelims. That's kind of interesting. Um, Chase Hooper's on the prelims. That should be a good fight. And that is about it. I don't really recognize or care about anybody else. So after that is then another UFC fight night, which is November 5th. Marina Rodriguez and Amanda Lemos. Don't really care about this one. It does have Neil Magny and Daniel Rodriguez as the co-main, so that should be fucking cool fight. But probably won't watch this to be completely honest, just because I do not care. Anybody in the prelims? No. And then after that is big UFC 281. Your boy Israel Adesanya against Alex Pereira. Um, this apparently main card starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is really fucking bad for your boy because I do not know how I'm gonna be able to stay up for this one unless I drink like 3 energy drinks. But this main card is so fucking stacked. It's got Daniel Hooker fighting against some dude who I don't know. Frankie Edgar's last fight. Dustin Poirier is fighting Michael Chandler. Carla Esparza is fighting Zhang Wei Li for the belt. And then obviously Israel Adesanya is fighting Alex Pereira for the belt. So gonna be super fucking cool. But I hope it doesn't take too long to be completely honest because um, 10 p.m. main card is gonna fucking suck. Um, on the prelims, there are some cool fights here. We got a Brad Riddell fight. We got a Dominic Reyes fight. I haven't seen him in quite a while. In the early prelims, nobody I recognize. So, yeah, keep an eye out. UFC 281 is the big pay-per-view event, so that's gonna be really fun. I cannot wait for that. It's gonna be really hard for me to stay up and watch it, but I will try and do it. I will try to um, force myself to stay awake. We'll see though. Anything else? I see anything else here? Mm, nope, that is about it. So that's going to be it for the UFC. Let's get into what is the next thing I want to talk about. Bring up my list here. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about, I'm gonna do this really quickly, is Black Panther. So while on my vacation, I actually watched Black Panther. I hadn't seen it because I don't really watch a whole lot of movies, and especially um, superhero movies. So it came out in 2018. I thought the movie was really good, but I also wasn't blown away with it. A lot of people fucking when it came out, they're like, "This fucking movie's phenomenal. It's amazing." Blah blah blah. I thought it was good, but it was just another Marvel movie, like another superhero movie. So I mean, it was good, but like I wasn't like crazy shocked by it. I thought Michael B. Jordan's acting in this film was actually pretty lackluster. I was kind of surprised because I consider him a good actor, but in this film, I I don't know, I was not convinced. I was like, oh, geez, Michael, like, how hard did you try for this one? Like, I don't know. It seemed like he was phoning it in. IMDb has this film at a 7.3 out of 10. I don't think I would give it that high. I would give it a 6.3 out of 10. I thought it was a good film. Um, but a 7.3 is pretty fucking high out of 10, if you ask me. Definitely cool movie, but everyone was like freaking out about it, so I don't fucking know. Um, yeah, Michael B. Jordan again is very lackluster in this film. I don't know what it was. I mean, maybe you need to go watch some other fucking Michael B. Jordan like films just to get like a better idea of his acting chops. But I thought he was just better than that. So I don't know. I don't fucking know. What else was he in? He was in Space Jam. I didn't watch that. He was in those Creed films, which I didn't watch. He had to have been in a movie that I watched before. Like he was in a Fantastic Four film in 2015. Um, damn, I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it. But yeah, I thought it was a good movie, but I don't think it was as good as everyone fucking hyped it up to be. I would give it a 6.3. Definitely worth watching, but definitely not worth like spilling your fucking beer over and cumming your pants. So, yeah, check it out, I guess. And next, I wanted to talk about League of Legends Worlds. I unfortunately have not gotten a chance to watch a whole lot of this, but now that I am back, I'm going to be watching the rest of it as much as possible. So, the teams that made it out of groups were, I think I already mentioned this before, but I don't remember, so I am going to just bring it up anyway. Yeah, so the teams that made it out of groups were JDG and Rogue, T1 RNG, Gen G, Delmon Kia, and DRX EDG. So the first game, or sorry, the first series was this past Thursday. And it was JDG versus Rogue. JDG absolutely smashes them 3-0. The only game that was close was the third game, but kind of expected here. I think JDG is just like the far superior team, so glad to see them moving on. Second series was Friday, October 21st. T1, excuse me, 3-0's RNG. I did not expect this. I thought RNG was going to turn it around and come back and clap them. But I guess the meta shift really just hurt RNG, and they just couldn't get it together. So unfortunately, they got 3-0'd. The first and second game were pretty fucking close, and then the third game they just got absolutely stomped. So it kind of sucks. I like RNG better than I like T1, but it is what it is. I'd rather see better games than just teams that I like more. And Saturday, October 2nd was Saturday, October 22nd was the third best of five series. This one was the closest one. It was Gen G versus Damwon Kia. Um, really fucking close here. I don't really know what happened. I watched a couple of these games, um, but I would have liked to see another best of five between these two. But unfortunately, there is no knock like double elims. It's only single elimination games, which kind of sucks. But is what it is. But I think the better team was Gen G anyway, so I like to see them moving on. And then the last best of five series was DRX versus EDG. DRX ends up pulling the upset and reverse sweeping EDG, which is fucking crazy. Because it didn't really seem close in the first two games, and then game three, four, and five, they just made every single thing close, and they fucking won. So, I would have liked to see EDG go through. So then it would have been two Chinese and two Korean teams going up against each other, but it is what it is. So the next best of five series, there's two more, is JDG versus T1. That's going to be an absolute banger. That is going to be this Saturday, October 29th, starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I'm definitely going to try and watch this whole thing. I think it's going to be really fucking good. I'm going to be watching my boy, I Will Dominate. He's probably going to be live viewing it, and I have not been listening to his commentary for the past couple weeks because I haven't really been able to watch a whole lot, but um, that's gonna be a banger series. I'm going to predict JDG winning here. Probably gonna be close, probably gonna be 3-2. And then the second best of five series is Sunday, October 30th, which is Gen G versus DRX. I think this is not gonna be close. I think this is gonna be a 3-0 for Gen G. It's at least what I would want to see, and I would like to see a Korean and Chinese final here. Gen G versus JDG. I think that would be a really fucking sweet final. I think it's gonna be the closest one too. So we'll see how it goes, but keep an eye out. Saturday, October 29th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. JDG T1 going to be a dope series. I'm hoping JDG wins. I would much rather see them go on instead of T1, but it is what it is. We'll see. I just rather like to see good League of Legends. So we are going to get past the League of Legends portion, and then I think I'm just going to end this off with just talking about um, Texas because I don't have an anime or manga recommendation because I am really far behind on anime, really even farther behind on manga. So I think tonight after the podcast, I'm going to try and catch up a little bit on some anime, and then come back at it next week with some recommendations for you guys. But um, so we went to Austin, Texas, stayed in Airbnb, and had a whole lot of fun. We went to a lot of cool bars, a lot of cool cocktail bars. We went and saw the Trash Taste podcast live at the Paramount Theater in Austin. Had a blast on that. Um, and just had a whole lot of fun. We ended up like eating out at a lot of food, chilling a lot. And then at the end of the night, when we would come back, we would watch a lot of What's New Scooby Doo, something that me and my brother kind of bond over because when we were kids, we watched a lot of cartoons together, and to this day, we still watch a lot of things together. So it brought back a lot of nostalgia. It was kind of hard to watch because the nostalgia kind of clouds your judgment and you think it's a whole lot better than it is, but it was good. You know what I mean? It was fun. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Um, but the whole Austin trip was definitely fucking worth it. Definitely loved the experience. One of my biggest recommendations there is not a barbecue spot. It is actually a sushi place. So if you guys get a chance, it is called Lucky Robot. That place was phenomenal. The sushi was phenomenal. And the cocktails were just as good, if not better. We actually got served by the guy who is um, I don't know what he said his title was, but he's the guy who comes up with the cocktails there. So he's like the main like drink specialist designer, whatever you want to call that. I don't really know. I'm not eloquent enough to fucking think of the words, but he was telling us all about the cocktails and like all of what he does with them and like how long it takes him to make them up. So I was like, damn, that's so fucking cool. Like normally I never get to talk to the person who fucking makes the menu, but this is the guy. It was actually really fun. All his drinks were really fucking good. All the food was really good, and they do something there where they do like a lot of like really good really good sushi, but they do like a it's like a dry aged cured sushi kind of thing, and they get like stuff fresh from that day, and it was just phenomenal. I mean, worth all the money that I paid. It wasn't insanely expensive, but it definitely was a little bit pricier. You know what I mean? It's not like an all you can eat sushi place where you just fucking pay $20 and eat your body weight. It was priced pretty well competitively, I'll say. But definitely worth going there. Lucky Robot, definitely look it up. Austin, Texas. What else? There was one thing that, I kinda wanted to bring up with the podcast. I thought that was kinda funny. So me and John were at, this one bar, like, one late night, and, there's, like, a lot of people there. We're all standing around, like, dancing, whatever, and this one girl started chatting me up, and I was just like, "Alright, fuck it, I'll talk to her, like, I don't really care." But her boyfriend was, like, standing right there, like, so she was to my right, he was to my left. He had his back to me the entire time, and we had, like, a full, like, 5 to 7-minute conversation, with just me and the girl, and she was, like, not like flirting with me. She was just being nice, like having a conversation. And I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I'll have a conversation with this person. Like, just because she has a boyfriend doesn't mean I'll be like, oh, I don't want to talk to this bitch. You know what I mean? She's not gonna fuck me, whatever. I'll just like fuck it. Like, I'll have a conversation. Like, I'm a social person, or at least I like to think I am. Um, but the entire time we were talking, like, her boyfriend was clearly like annoyed by it, because he never turned to me. He, like, never looked at me, never said anything to me, but, like, I could see, like, he was looking at me out of the corner of his eye, like, I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like, I'm clearly just talking to your girlfriend, like, having a normal conversation, like, I'm not even trying to hit on her or anything, like, I wasn't, because I was like, "You're obviously here with this dude, so, like, it's a waste of my time, and, like, I also just don't care." But like, he was, like, just clearly annoyed, so I was just like, "Dude, why are you being so weird?" Like, I didn't say anything to him because I was like, "This isn't worth it." Like, I'm not trying to fight anybody, nor am I trying to listen to this kid fucking complain. Um, but, like, he never fucking said anything. He never, like, you know, smiled, never waved, never be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on, man?" Like, "Oh, whatever." Like, never tried to jump into the conversation. He just kinda stood there and, like, kinda glanced back every once in a while, like, clearly listening in the conversation. I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" I just thought it was weird, because like, she wasn't really hitting on me. She was just having a conversation with me. So I think he was just, like, mad that he was, I don't know, maybe he's, like, an overpossessive boyfriend or whatever the fuck, but, I was like, "Alright, whatever, dude, like, I don't really care." I just thought it was fucking weird, because I was like, "Dude, what are you so mad about? Like, you obviously win here, like, you have the girlfriend, like, I'm just hanging out having a conversation." I don't know, I just thought it was weird. But I was waiting for her to, like, try and, like, make him jealous by saying something, and then I'd be like, "Alright, fucking let me get out of here," but it never happened. Me and my brother ended up, like, walking away and going to the bathroom, getting a beer at some point, and then we came back and they were gone, and I was like, "Alright, well, good, because I don't wanna deal with that." I could only imagine the fight that they had later that night. But I just thought it was weird. Just a strange situation, but definitely a fun time in Texas. Definitely loved going to Austin, checking it out, having a blast, just doing a bunch of cool stuff, and obviously enjoyed the vacation part of it. So now it's back to reality, back to work. But it definitely made me realize how much I don't want to live like a 9 to 5 normal life. Like, it just kinda sucks dick, and just, like, I've been dreading it ever since, like, coming back and, like, doing this bullshit. Um, I just wanna, like, something more out of life. I wanna do more, but I need to set myself up for that, and that takes time, that takes money, so I definitely have to suck it up, work a 9 to 5 job, and then, stop complaining and look for something better, keep myself, accountable and shit like that. But, um yeah, I don't know, it just made me realize, like, it's just what make kinda ma gave me more motivation, like, pushed me more to be like, "Fuck this, like, 9 to 5, like, desk jockey life, like, there's so much more to life, so I want to get so much more out of it, so I gotta set myself up for that." But, um, I just gotta stop being lazy, but it is what it is. I think next time, we go to Texas, I think we're gonna try and check out Houston, because we were at this one bar that I definitely recommend as well, called, Garage. It is actually on the bottom floor of a parking garage. Um, Kind of fucking weird, but it's a cool little spot. We were talking to the bartender there. He's a really cool guy. We were talking about anime, we were talking about a bunch of other stuff, and he's actually from Houston. He was like kind of talking about it to us and talking it up and saying how it's just a better version of Austin. So I think we're definitely gonna check that out next time. I also definitely want to check out Alpha Land, so that's another reason to go to Austin. Sorry, to Houston. Um, and he also just made Houston sound really cool with, like, nightlife, bars, restaurants, stuff like that. So I'm like, "Alright, fuck it." I didn't need a whole lot more convincing to go to Houston, but here we are. So I think, we're gonna try and plan a trip for Houston next year. I think we're gonna try and plan, something cool for next year as soon as possible. So once the new year hits, I'm gonna try and see if I can save some money up, take some time off, maybe go down to um, Nashville, maybe somewhere in California, try and see if we could plan it around like a cool event, you know what I mean? So it's not we're just like we're there hanging out. Like, this past time we went to Austin, we were there for the podcast. So it's definitely worth doing that. So maybe try and like plan something out like around like California, like maybe like a big convention or something cool, you know what I mean? Like just like have like one planned thing to do while we're out there, and then just free ball everything else, you know? So I think that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, definitely worth checking out if you guys get the chance. Check out Austin. Don't know if I would move there. I'd probably have to go back there and check it out a couple more times, get a feel for it. But you know, if the money is right and the job is right, I'll definitely fucking move to Austin. But you know, you never know. We'll fucking see what happens. But I think that's gonna be the end of the podcast, guys. Again, this is your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. Thank you guys so much for listening. Anybody who made it past this point, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that bullshit. All of my social media links are down in the description below. Please follow, please like, please fucking review, all that shit. Really appreciate you guys. Anybody who listens, leave a comment on the YouTube. Send me a DM just to know, just so I know. I'll shout you guys out. If anybody listens to this, I appreciate you so much. So hit me up, let me know you're listening, maybe give me some topics to talk about. Say, hey, I like this, I didn't like that, whatever. But yeah, thanks again, guys. Again, this was episode 20, I believe. So thanks again for listening, and I will catch you guys next week. Don't forget to get your dick wet. Peace.